Okay, welcome to today's session. It's such an exciting session. It's something that most of you have been waiting for. I believe it might be actually the very first session since the Team Kenya came back from the Huawei ICT global competition in Shenzhen, China. That happened at the very start of this month. Thank you so much for making time out of your Wednesday evening to be with us and have this interaction with this amazing team. We had three teams that went on to represent Kenya at the Huawei ICT competition global final. We had a cloud track team, we had the computing team, and then we also had the network team. So those are the three teams, nine amazing students with three mentors. I being privileged to be the mentor for the Cloud Track team. And today we are having the Cloud Track team that brought in the grand prize, the very first grand prize for Kenya and East Africa in the 10-year history of the competition, and having beat 210,000 students, a journey that started way back in August last year and culminated with the global finals. And trust me, you want to know this story because these are three amazing souls you're going to be interacting with today. And because it's definitely not about me, but I'll just introduce myself very shortly. My name is Kevin Tuei. I'm the user group lead for AWS AIML Kenya. I'm also a Huawei ICT Academy instructor and many other different things that you guys can check on LinkedIn. But for now, I'd like to introduce our amazing guests, our honorable chief guests for today's session. We're having Catherine, Salem, and Brian. I'll ask them if they can please turn on their videos. I'll give them the opportunity to make a good introduction of themselves. They come from universities right here in Kenya, that is Machakos University, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and Technology, better known as what? JKUAT, Juja Boys, whatever you want to call it. And then also have MKU, Mount Kenya University, how you can decide the college. And yeah, without any further ado, I'd like them to come on the screen, turn on their videos, turn on their mic, and then we can get to meet them. I really wish I actually even thought they would even come wearing the medals or something. So today I also had an opportunity to present the the uh, the the grand prize medal and just to show it to our VC, and it was very impressed in terms of the honor that these amazing team of individuals have brought to the country. So I don't thank you, Salem. Happy to see you. Good. Thank you, Catherine. Awesome. And Brian. Awesome. I can see. Yeah, I want you guys to all be on camera and looking all awesome. I believe you've seen the most trending photo over of the four of us gathering around the trophy. I didn't know it would look that good. You know, when you're on the on the stage, there's a lot of lights. You don't even know whether it is looking good. You're just being beamed on in lights, but it has been quite something. And it was very interesting. Let me tell you something. Because you are featured in yesterday's newspaper, I didn't tell anyone. I didn't even tell my dad. And then what happened is that is when I now knew newspapers are very important in butcheries. So my dad went to a butchery, and as he was going to get meat, the butchery person, I don't know what they are called. Are they called butchers? Anyways, told my dad, I've seen your son on today's newspaper. Then my dad was super excited and said, okay, I'm buying that paper today. I don't buy newspapers. I'm going to buy it now that I've seen it and I've actually confirmed it's him. And that is when I came to now realize that newspapers can be important in such special occasions. I also do have mine somewhere in the living room. I made sure that I also get it, and that is when I realized that don't don't look down upon your butchery person. They might be having a story about you and you never know. So as you take the meat, let them know your face, let them know you, and then you're going to do this. So let's get right to the show right on the road. And I'll open up something here. And even before you go on, I'd like to ask in no particular order, Salem, then Bran, then last but not least, Kate, to introduce yourselves. Tell us, yes, I think I started recording. Yeah. Tell us more about yourselves, just a brief intro, then we can get right on to getting to know about you. Again, also in the chat, please feel free to ask your questions and get to interact with these amazing teams. So, Salem, over to you.
Hello everyone, my name is Salem. I'm a third-year student from Machakos University, taking Bachelor of Science Cloud Computing and Information Security. I participated in the Huawei ICT competition 2025-2026. I was working alongside with my teammates, Brian and Catherine. For the exam, I was in charge of the cloud part of the exam. Yeah. Brian.
Awesome. Brian, over to you.
Yes, good evening all. Yeah, my name is Brian Ngugi, taking computer science from Mount Kenya University, final year student. Yeah, I was a team leader for the team, and I was tackling AI together with Kate, and a pleasure to join you all today.
Awesome. Kate.
Hi everyone. My name is Catherine Atieno. I'm a final year student at JQuat. I pursue telecommunication and information engineering. And these two guys were my teammates. And I was handling AI together with Brian, and it's a pleasure to be here today. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Happy to have you all here. I love the mood and how you guys are laid back, but you're going to get the rubber meets the road. And thanks so much, Kate, for wrapping up with the intros because you're the one starting out. I remember when we did the media interview and you brought it out very nicely on how the three of you come from different universities, Machakos, JQuat, MKU. And all of you have your own timetables, things that are happening here and there. And there's something that was even featured in the Daily Nation where you said at some point you guys had to start your sessions, your practice sessions or your prep sessions 10 p.m. and it can go on as far as up to 3 a.m. And you're able to function as one team. And also the resilience to do it over a very long period, a stretch period of time, all the way from last year up until the end of May, and then getting to that point where you have to do it and you have to show that whatever you've been able to put in a span of 8 hours. How are you able to manage your different timetables? How are you able to do all these different things and still stick around? I know there are times where you're like, Salem, you're getting into my nerves. Or Bran, why didn't you come to the session? And it was very important and it depended on you. But please let us know, how were you able to do this together? Not many people can do
it. Oh my God, it was crazy. First off, we have different personalities. Keep that in mind. And we also come from different campuses. Yeah. First off, even starting when we actually did our nationals and we were called for the boot camp to now go to the regionals, we didn't even know each other at all. They were forming a team, and we were from different campuses. And now I'm in my final year. Salem is also in school. Brian is also in his final year, and he also has work. So schedules are really clashing. It was so bad. I remember there was a time everyone was really upset. No one wants to talk. It was crazy. But then again, we were like, you know what, guys? The goal is one, and we formed this team, and we really need to trust and support each other over here. So it came down to that. Communication is key. Because one thing for sure is you'd find Salem has exams, I have classes, so which means I can easily have the sessions, right? But Salem has exams. Now we have to consider Salem. And then when Salem is done with exams, I have exams. Now they have to consider me. And Brian has work, so he has meetings. And so it was really, really crazy. And so it just came down to trusting and supporting each other. So if Kate, you missed this session, we need to make sure you catch up by the next one. And also we were giving each other tasks. So we'd say, today we are handling this. So Kesho, tukuje na feedback if you've handled that. And I know you remember you are our accountability person.
Yeah.
The accountability person checking if we actually did what we said we'd actually do. So that support and that trust the teammates were really showing for each other was what really got us here. Because I remember kuna sessions nilikuwa na miss and Salem would call, Kate, are you okay? Is everything okay? Have you done what you had to do? And we'd also check what Salem is doing because Salem was actually handling cloud by himself. And me and Brian were checking on AI. And then Salim decided now he wants to fully focus on cloud, and we really have to trust that. So, time accountability, we check what has Salim done. We also had this spreadsheet where we'd actually put what we've actually tackled. Yes.
Wow.
And so with Brian, since we also have crazy schedules together and we're both handling AI, we had to maybe wake up early. It's either you wake up early or do it late at night. There's no in between because during the day people are actually occupied. So it's all about that trust, understanding, support that actually really got us to actually get here. Because otherwise, tungepigana, which was very possible, but we thank the Lord. Yeah.
Wow, that's awesome. I love that, having a trusting team. And I remember the very first time when I talked to Salem because I interacted with him first. And I remember when you were in the whole team and I was told, Kevin, you're going to be mentoring the cloud. And I was asking Michael, can you share with me the numbers of the members who are in cloud? Then he told me, go to the group and ask who is in cloud and just tell them to text you. And I was like, okay, I'll just have to deal with this myself. And I think when I sent out that message, Salem was the very first person to reach out to me. Then I had I think a session with Salem, and I asked him, okay, how are you now planning to approach this global final? How are your things done? And when he said, I'm going to be handling cloud, and he mentioned it as if it's not a big deal. And then I was like, okay, I had already gone back and seen cloud is 60% of the exam. And then I would also see, okay, this AI, you're saying, okay, you're going to handle it together with Kate, together with Brian. And the more I had sessions with you guys, the more I saw the trust that I also had to just automatically trust what you guys are doing. I couldn't even go deep and start saying, can I sit down with you guys and see whether you're actually doing the lines of codes on Jupyter, or whether you're checking on the different knowledge points for the global exam for the cloud, and the big pointers of what has changed from last year to this year. So that was awesome. Trust, understanding, and support. That is the secret sauce that made you guys gel together for that long time. So let's go to you, Salem. You told me that you're handling cloud by yourself, and it took me a bit of time to believe that you're going to handle it by yourself. And then you said, and the one thing that you told me, and I still remember up until today, is when you told me that I'm going this to make sure that I'm not going there to play second fiddle. There's nothing that I want except the grand prize. And I love that resolution that you had. But definitely, there's something that it wasn't a smooth sailing. It's one thing to have resolve, but it's something else when you go to that room. And I remember when we entered that room where you guys are going to be doing the exam, I was like, wow, you guys are going to live in air conditioning for 8 hours. Like, isn't this place so cold? Like, I could not even imagine how things are going to be done here. So what was the hardest thing technically about that whole 8-hour exam? You guys are starting at 9:30 a.m. and finishing at 5:30 a.m. local time, China time. But we came back at 5:30 together with Michael and found that you are the only guys left in the room struggling, and you didn't know what is going on here. Then Michael was telling me, you have to sit here. You have to sit down with these guys, and later on is when you're trying to find out how are things going down. Let me not pull everything. Salem, tell us, what was the hardest thing in this 8-hour final exam where everything was going down and depending on this 8-hour exam? Tell us about it. How is the exam? Tell us the structure. How is it? Is it practical? Is it theory? How does it usually look like, that 8-hour exam?
Can you confirm if you can hear?
Yes, we can hear you.
Okay. For the global finals, the exam is 8 hours. One thing about the exam is that tasks are dependent on each other, like task 4 is dependent on task, cannot proceed to task 4. So there was this question where I was performing cloud migration from one region to another, and I had an issue. The migration was not able to go through. I was stuck there for like 30 minutes, but I just found out that there was an issue in the security groups. Yeah, the security groups was not allowing air traffic from the other region to pass through. So that was the most challenging part in that exam. And also the tasks, since I was handling cloud alone, yeah, the tasks were so many. I had to make sure that I have to complete all the tasks, because if I don't, I will let down my team. Yeah, so what really made us achieve this grand prize is trust. I finished my tasks, and I also trust that Kate and Brian will finish their tasks. Yeah.
Awesome. Doubling down on that, and you're putting it in a very interesting way. I'd like us, please take us through the whole issue, and I know Brian will also double down on that. You guys were being given a bit of extra time because one of your laptops could not work. Then you could not, even because of language barrier, the person who is your support, could not understand what is going on. And then you guys ideally were starting the AI exam 2 hours later, or I think was it 3 hours later. What was going on there? And all of us could not know because you guys are in an exam, so we cannot come in, we cannot do anything, we can just hope and pray. So how did that happen? Salem. Then Brian can come.
Okay. Okay, I believe there was an issue. Okay, in Huawei Cloud, there's this service called Model Apps. It's used for AI training and all that AI stuff. So I think, not I think, when Brian and Catherine were trying to access Model Apps, it was timing out. So you could just get them like 10 minutes. They're in the notebook, they're writing the code. Maybe after another 5 minutes, the platform is timing out. They're not able to go back to the notebook. Yeah, so that problem was recurring I think it recurred during the full exam. Yeah, but God came through, because that could have really messed us up. Yeah, God came through. The invigilator was kind of lenient and added an hour or so, 40 minutes.
Yeah. And actually, ideally, they're telling you, let's give you 40 minutes so that you can put out the submission process and everything. So let's get to you, Brian. Please tell us, let's go a little bit deeper on that issue that you guys had with AI and you guys are doing. And I remember you guys telling me later on that you are repeating the code until it was like second nature because you repeat, it times out. You have to write down the whole code, and there you're not copy pasting from any AI because the screen is being recorded all through. So you have to write your code yourself. You have to test. Then there's the model training, the whole process around AI, setting up from model training, tuning, and all these different things that happen when you're setting up your model, and then for you to make inference. Tell us, how was it for you, and how are you guys feeling when you're trying to do something and you're always caught in this limbo where you're not making any progress?
Yeah, thank you for the opportunity once again. Yeah, it was an issue. So first, starting with you have to purchase resources first. So for you to train a model faster, you need at least a good GPU or a machine with a good amount of RAM. And the first issue that we had is that the resources were sold out because we were required at least to get a machine with about 8 GB RAM. But by the time we were going to purchase them, they were already sold out. So the only machine that we could get was only with 2 CPUs and 4 GB RAM, which was way low to start with. That was the first issue. Then after that, then we try accessing the platform. We get the boilerplate of the code. Then you're looking at it. Then you're trying to figure out what will you write.
I think you're muted, Brian. Okay.
Oh, sorry. You can hear me now?
Yeah, I can now hear you.
Oh, okay. Thank you so much. From the start or just in
No,
between?
No, not from the start. Just the last few, last 10 seconds.
Okay. Yeah, so you imagine now writing code for 4 minutes, then the screen, then the page times out. Then you cannot be able to save that work. You need to repeat again. So the issue kept on repeating itself. Then you raise an issue, then it's being resolved. So you have to wait and all that. But one thing about that is that it gave us something we call you're able to familiarize with the code much better because you see you're writing it, then repeating it, writing it, then repeating it. So it's giving you at least familiarity with the code, so you're able to understand more what is needed for each task. And of all the issues, that was one good part of it. Yeah, so we started the AI exam, guess 2 hours and 40 minutes late. That's when we started the exam. So now you remember you have to write the code, you have to train the model, you have to deploy it. So it's going to take a whole lot of time to do all of that. So now we started now writing the code after some time when the instructor now gave us a new PC. But still the issue was still there, so we had to rely on my PC now to use it at least to write the code and all that. So it was a little bit of a challenge, but at the end of the day, it was good. Then I don't know, but I'll just to say it's a blessing in disguise to have the same issue because we wrote the code from the start to the end without getting stuck. I don't know how I'll say that because we never go stuck anywhere. But it came to a point, I guess it was around 3 p.m. and we were calculating a difference. And I don't know what was the error because we stayed on that error for an hour or so until around 4 p.m. And we were just there, just looking at each other. Then Salem is asking us, guys, mmekwama. Then you're wondering, what are you going to do? You're supposed to finish up the code, you're stuck, you don't know what to write. The console is just throwing you errors, then you're just there with Kate, not just thinking, what will you do? I give Kate the PC, Kate tries to write some piece of code, and it's not making sense. You're just stuck in the same loop for hours and hours, and you're there just saying, okay, it's gone. Then and then you look at Salem, he's looking at us, then you can say we don't want to fail him because we can see he's also struggling on his part. So we need to figure out a solution quick. Then tell Kate that we need to dive in on it manually. Then and we now sit down and writing the whole code manually from start to the end for all that for the whole cell block. And miraculously, we were able to figure it out. Yeah. So I guess from all that, we had so many issues all over, but it was all like a lesson, like to teach us like we need to slow down, we need to trust, we need to relax, we need to think about each other and just relieve the pressure first, because you see you're tensed and all that. So it was a great moment. Yeah.
Awesome. I love that. When you were talking about that, it reminded me of a certain quote I really love by a guy called Alex Omoz. He says, "You can beat 99% of the people if you can master the shame of rejection, the boredom of repetition, and the pain of feedback." And the console errors were the feedback, which are very painful, repetition because of the recurrence of those issues. And again, also the fact that you're trying to wonder, like, are these guys really going to allow us to submit and such? So you guys were able to beat all these team members who maybe might have had an easy sail through. There was no issue with their notebooks. There was no issue. They'd already gotten the GPU and the HGB of RAM and all these different resources. But you guys had to work with limited resources. And that really put it into mind. Again, please, if you have any questions, please put it in the chat. I'll also be having, I give guys an opportunity to ask the team questions. And let me see whether I can get Kate to answer one more question. And actually, all three of you is now that Kenya has usually say broken the duck. I don't know what the saying that is saying that we are now already grand prize winners. How does Kenya and the whole cloud community in East Africa who is looking up and say, hey, if Kenya can do it, Rwanda can do it. If Kenya can do it, Uganda, and all these other teams that are here in East Africa, how can we build on this win? Like, how does Kenya build on this win in such a way that can we have a pipeline, like a training and certification pipeline? I got a number of people who came to my DM on WhatsApp and told me, Kevin, I remember I started on this Huawei ICT competition back in August, but something came up and I don't know how I fell along the way or how I gave up along the way. And they were saying, I want to register again. And I know so many people are going to want to register come the 2026, 2027 edition of this competition, simply because of what you guys have been able to achieve. So for all three of you, starting with Kate, then you can go to Salem, then Brian, how can Kenya build on this particular win?
Well, one thing I can say for sure is that this was not luck. And obviously, after this, the only way to go is up. Obviously, Kenya has to maintain this. Yeah.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
I can't really say like there's always like a structured way you can actually do something to actually get it done. Like the many ways to kill a rat. That's all I can say. Yeah, but one thing for sure, because well, I could say like for us, what really actually made this work, or something that everyone can actually tell you is experience and consistency. Okay, for us, we didn't have the experience, but we did the practice. Because some of us were actually, we've never gotten this far. The only person who's ever gotten really this far is Salem. Yeah. And he's actually the one who really, I could really say he really pushed us. Yeah. And for us, say, like as a country, yes, we do have the ICT Academy and they are the boot camps, right? I can just say like we really need that push, the consistency. We really need to have the practice. The boot camps really need to be very. I don't know how. Yeah, we could be that way. Yeah, so that people can actually get the concept, understand what is really happening. Because one thing for sure is, same for example, for me and Brian, AI, we really didn't know what would be said. One thing with the AI is it's always evolving, evolving, evolving. And say, for example, like in regionals, how they actually set BAT, no one expected they'd set a transformer because we didn't even have any of that in our guides, the ones who are using to actually prepare for the paper. So all I can say is that intense practice, you need to practice and understand the concept. If it's the cloud infrastructure, understand how it works, blah, blah, blah. We need that capush and that consistency and support. Instructors. Yeah, instructors. One thing I came to understand is that inafanga kutoka from inside to be an instructor in order to actually help the students. We really need more instructors to actually really help us out, and ones who are really dedicated. And also for the students, we need self-driven students, because for sure, one thing is huwezi peleka ng'ombe kwa maji na uiforce ikunywe maji. You also have to want to get where you want to get. So it's all about the structure and commitment, consistency, and being focused on where you want to go. Yeah, I believe with that we can actually really be winning this again and again and again.
Yeah, to get to dominance. Yeah. Yeah, getting that dominance. And it's also going the same way. Right now, it's the FIFA World Cup season. And I was hearing how Brazil was being introduced. As much as they haven't won the World Cup, they are being said that this is the only team that has gone to the World Cup final and has never missed any. So you can see, even if you're not winning any cup as yet, you'll always have something that people can remember you about. And many other different introductions. And I was watching also the France-Senegal game, and I was hearing about Kylian Mbappe and how he was being introduced, and I was like, this guy has already reached this particular number of goals. So it's anything that makes sense is dominance. Is you're able to do things until people say it's not a fluke. These guys just we expect them there. And that is what we really want, as you've said, more instructors. We need more self-driven students. And we also need to make sure that the boot camps are very intensive for people to understand the concepts. Over to you. Who was next? Was it you, Brian? It was Salem, then Brian, because yes, Salem.
Okay. So the question was,
how
what
does
do we
Kenya?
do?
Yes. How do we maintain dominance? How do we be sure that next year the next team is going to maintain these grand prize?
Okay. First, the boot camp, yeah, for the regionals. I will make a suggestion that it should be more intensive. It should be more intensive, and also the students should have that self-drive, because if you don't have the self-drive, you won't make it. You won't, I can tell you, no one can push you if you don't have that self-drive. So boot camps should be intensive. The students should have the self-drive and determination, and also go through the lab guides. For the Huawei certifications, we have HCIA, SAP, and HCIE. Yeah, go through all of them. Go through all the labs. Yeah, and we'll also go through all the previous exams for the previous years. You will be okay. Yeah, so determination from the student, intensive bootcamp from Huawei. That's from the Huawei Kenya side. Yeah, and we will maintain that dominance of the transfer.
I agree with you. And something else, people don't know that at the global final, all the tasks are HCIE level and above. So that means that you have to be ready. It's the same kind of intensity that you would sit at the highest level of exam of Huawei, that is the Huawei certified ICT expert level exam and above, meaning it can go beyond that. And the 8-hour exam, even the HCIE exam is usually 8 hours, and that you don't do it a team. You're doing it alone, all alone, and you're dealing with it all over. Yeah, Brian, over to you. Tell us, how can Kenya build on this?
Yeah, the first thing is I'll just talk to the teams individually. So the first thing is I'll just like to tell them that they just need to stop watching tutorials and watching tutorials on YouTube and all that, and they start working on the real things. Because one thing about the exam is that whatever you see on YouTube and all that, it's very different from what you see on
I think Brian has stepped on a lot of people's hearts. Those people watch videos until wakaamua kukanyaga waya yake ya internet. akashika microphone. But anyways, as Brad will be coming back and doing this. So you guys, if you have any questions, I thank you so much. You guys have really shown up for this particular session. It was not just about us, just the four of us talking about how the event was. Bran is back. Bran has gotten, this is what we call resilience. And what? Now let me add that spotlight. And also, I think this is what we call cloud migration from one device to another. How about you? Back to you, Brian. You're saying something. You can unmute. You can unmute. Yes, resilience and fault tolerance.
Yes. So what I was saying is that you need to stop watching tutorials and now start building on real projects, because the exam is not easy. So if you want to win, you really need to start practicing on early. You need to explore all the architectures. If it's on AI, you need to check on all the models that we have. So you need to practice. Okay, if you need to win, you need to practice hard. Well, there's nothing that comes easy. So the teams that are to build on this, the teams, they need to practice more, and as Salem has said, check on the previous exams, look at what has been said previously, try to do those tests, and try to mock up them, trying to see how will you have fared if you are the one sitting for the exam. If it's on cloud, start experimenting on cloud, start doing everything that you can be able to do over there. Then the other thing is that I'll tell you is on Teams. So if you need to win, I'll just tell you something for sure, is that you need a strong team. Yeah. So if you're going to practice again, so you need to, once you get the regionals, the teams when they're being chosen, you need to ensure that you get a strong team, at least someone who you are sure that even if you sleep a bit, they'll be able to cover up for your step. And I'm not saying that you sleep. Yeah. One thing that I'll tell you is that I met Kate on the first day, and another thing for a fact is that Salem was one of the most consistent person who, like, he never missed a day to go for the boot camp. Even the days that I will miss, he will be present. If Kate missed, Salem will be present. So that's another thing. If you're choosing your team, you need to ensure that you choose a strong team, because it also determines a lot when you're coming to the exam, because still the skills and the experience of the practice comes in handy, because once you are there, you're able to notice who is working and who is not working, who is serious and who is not serious. Yeah. So if you need to win and all that, I guess you should also, aside from practicing and all that, you need also to ensure that you're able to select a strong team for yourself, and know that I like this and this to be in my group. And if you do that and you do the practice and all that, I guarantee for sure that you'll win. Yeah.
Awesome. And I know many of those who have joined this session are looking up to you, and they're like, you guys have the secret sauce when it comes to winning the grand prize. And they definitely want to reach out to you in ways or another. I know you guys have maybe profiles, your LinkedIn or your GitHub, or how they can reach out. You can put it out in the chat so that we can connect with you. You can get to, and they can get to see what you're doing. And as I talk about, as I say about that, Salem is also the vice president for the HCDG, the Huawei Cloud Developer Group for Southern Africa. Maybe you can tell us more about it and what usually happens and how such a community can be really helpful in helping those who are also taking this journey, not just for the Huawei ICT competition, but also being proficient in cloud for opportunities to help businesses, as well as also work in organizations that are adopting Huawei Cloud.
Okay, so for the Southern Africa regions are countries which are in the southern part of Africa. So last year, Huawei created a community for the Huawei cloud developers in the region. So far, there's a group we have. It's on LinkedIn, it's on WhatsApp. So we have done certifications on Huawei Cloud. It's just a platform where you can get to be certified in Huawei Cloud and learn more about Huawei Cloud and other. When you learn one cloud, you can learn another cloud. So when you learn Huawei Cloud, you can just transfer the knowledge to another cloud platform. So we have that group, a community where you can learn and engage, and we also have opportunities where you can get certifications, HCDA certifications, you can get to learn about cloud native technologies, cloud migration, you can get to learn all about that. Yeah, I will share a link there.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you so much for that, Salem. And yes, please, community is very important in your progress and in your journey. And that is why we are here. And what thing you already know I'm an advocate of, I don't think about communities. I don't like it when communities compete, because communities should be there to support and help people grow in their journey. And that is what I am very big. And as I've seen a question, and please feel free to even raise your hand if you want to ask a question live on mic. Collins is asking, how can one join the next session? I believe they're saying the next Huawei competition, which is coming up, and they don't have Huawei certifications. Is it a requirement? Who can take that up? Anyone of the three of you?
I'll try to answer that.
Okay, you can answer.
Okay. So how can one join the next session but they don't have Huawei certification? Okay. So there's the national final exam where students all over Kenya get to compete for only 6 spots in the regional finals. You can join without certifications, but it's not recommended because you don't know, each year has its own policy. Like, I think this year we had there was a policy by the Huawei ICT competition organizing team that students should have Huawei certifications on this particular track for the preliminaries. So if you have the certifications, some points are added to your national final score. But in the case you have way high points in the national finals, you can still find yourself in, but I would recommend that you just have at least one Huawei certification, because the national final is so intensive. It's so intense. You can join, but nikubahatisha, so just have at least one. And for the certification, you can just ask your, I believe in Kenyan universities, we have the Huawei ICT academies. You can request your instructor for their certification. It's if you are associated with the Huawei ICT Academy, it's free you can just apply through your university. It's free for the student. Yes. So it's not a must to have a Huawei certification, but it's recommended because you don't know what they will be looking for when they are doing the merit and all that. Yeah.
I agree with you. And maybe someone else, maybe Brian or Kate, you can answer these. And I know you already have a couple of Huawei certification. Typically, how long does it take if you are very committed and consistent to prepare for maybe a associate level or a professional level, the HCIA or HCIP certification? Typically, how long did it take you guys to sit and pass those exams?
Okay. Okay, for the associate level, HCIA, it's a little bit easier. You can I guess it's basically the fundamentals of everything. So with that, because for me, I took 2 weeks. I took 2 weeks to read. Then I went and sat for the exam and passed it. So I guess within 2 weeks, you can be able to have grasped the knowledge to do the exam. But now for the HCIP, it's kind of intensive. So you need more time and you need to have practiced more and all of that. Or if you've not read, you'll fail. I will not lie. So you need to, I guess, around a month for you to study and practice on it. So HCIA 2 weeks, HCIP now it will take you about a month or two. Then the HCIA now for the expert level, you need like now months. You need at least to have practice like for 3, 4, 6 months or even a year for you to be able to sit for that exam, because it's a lab exam, so you need to know what you're doing. Yeah.
I agree. Kate, you want to add something onto that? Okay, good. So just know that the same way as Brian has said, the HCIE has a written exam and it also has a lab exam. Same way that you think about Cisco and the CCIE. So for Huawei, it's also the HCIE that is also there. I don't know that there's another question in the chat. We don't want to lock out people. There's a question by Crispinus Jacob, and any of you, if you can just unmute and answer. Is asking, can we participate in the competition individually, or does our university need to be affiliated with the Huawei ICT Academy? Maybe Salem, you can answer, then the rest of the team can also add on to what you're going to say.
I think the competition is open to all. As long as you're a university student in Kenya, you can participate in the competition. It's not a must for you to be affiliated with the Huawei ICT Academy. But for applying for the voucher, you have to be your account must be affiliated with the Huawei ICT Academy. But to participate in the competition, you do not need your account, your Huawei Cloud, not Huawei Cloud, your Huawei Talent account. It's not a must for it to be affiliated with any university. As long as you are a university student, you can just participate. You can just create a Huawei Talent account. The competition usually starts on October. Yeah, for the preliminaries, then December for the nationals. Yeah, so it's not a must for your university to be. For the competition, it's not a must for the university to be affiliated with the Huawei Academy.
Yeah, I guess I can add on that.
Yeah.
So one thing, like for me, MKU does not have it is not affiliated with the Huawei ICT Academy. So for me, when I was starting out, I was using KU as my academy before. Yeah, so it's not a must. Yeah, it's not a must.
Yeah, that's good to know. And also the other thing to mention is, as you go and get better, during the preliminaries, you might going in individually. Then as you guys get better and your talents are known, because you're going to be representing a country after the national finals, you're going to be representing a region, you might be brought together to form a team as the best of the best in a particular country. So don't worry about team formation. Just make sure that you're the best of the best as you prepare for the preliminaries. And as much as Salem has said it's October, preparation should start now. You should think about those SATs. You should familiarize with the tracks, the computing track, the network track, the cloud track, the innovation track. Those are the main tracks that are usually open to the whole globe for students to compete. The other thing as we wrap up is a quick fire round. As I can see, we are almost just about to get to time. And I'd also get, if there's anyone who they want to ask their question live, they can raise their hand. Away from the competition, you guys, some of you, even myself, it was the very first time to go to China, right? Shenzhen, China. And I think I should put China the same way as when I went to Las Vegas. Whatever happens in China sometimes remains there, in terms of how crazy it was to use their AI translators, and they cannot understand our accent and all these other different things that were there. But I'll give everyone, each and every one of you, to answer this one word for Shenzhen and China. If you're putting it in less than 10 seconds, what really stood out for you to go to this global competition, meet people from all over the world, and be in one of the most developed countries in the world? I'll start with Kate, then go to Brian, then Salem.
Yeah, one for me, I'd say it was unforgettable. The experience was great. In as much as yes, we went there for the competition. I met amazing people, but I was wow. The wows I was saying all the time was just, it was a lot. It was crazy. The experience was amazing. Infrastructure was top notch. Technology was top notch. They weren't understanding us, but everything was great. The meals were great, but I really missed Kenyan food, and it was really a great experience. Very unforgettable for me.
Awesome. Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. I'm just remembering, I'm getting flashbacks when you're saying the meals, the infrastructure and everything. Brian, over to you.
Well, I guess one thing is about the technology because I've never been mind blown like over there because I remember when we went to one of their campuses and you just wonder the amount of tech that's on there. Then you'll wonder like, wow, I wish I could have this kind of tech in my home because it's also so great. Yeah, I got to learn a lot from that place and also got to interact with a few people, got challenged here and there, and also to better my skills on one or the other because those kids are bright. I won't lie to you. Those kids are bright. So it really also need to work. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with you. Kids are bright, and the toys that they are getting are not the toys that we give our children here in Kenya. Anyway, Salem, over to you.
Okay. One thing I like about China is that their technology, their systems work. Yeah. So if you call a taxi, it will come where you are, it will arrive at that time, it will take you where you want to go. Yeah. And I've also learned that your phone, you can use your phone for almost anything. Yeah. You can order food using your phone. You pay, you scan QR codes for paying for food. Yeah, so this phone is so much, it means so much over there. Yeah, their systems work. That's one thing I've learned. It works so well.
Oh, yeah, and exactly. And also the language. It was very interesting to see buildings having just numbers, and you're wondering when they talk to each other, they just tell them, go to that building that has number 07 what 934789 and some crazy numbers, and how things were. Anyways, yeah, so I'd like to give one person an opportunity. We're just right over time. Please, you can give it like 5 more minutes, then we can get wrapped up here. Anyone would like to raise their hands and ask a question, and also I'm also acknowledging my team leads and also everyone who has come through for the session. Thank you. Anyone who wants to ask a question live. Yeah, so Salim has also shared the HCDG WhatsApp group. Please do join it. I'm also going to be joining it right currently here. So do join the group. You're going to be getting a lot of information there. And I can see it's almost full, so you better not. Yes, Collins Karimi, the floor is yours.
I do have two questions.
Yeah.
Okay, I've done Cisco CCNA, so I was asking if that certification can help me in the competition. And also my second question is, in the competition, is there a section for robotics where you can showcase your skills in robotics?
Okay. Anyone wants to take? Anyone, feel free. I'm not going to decide who takes the questions.
I will answer that.
Okay.
For the Huawei competition, there are two categories. There's the practice competition, and then there's the innovation competition. Things to do with robotics, these physical projects, yeah, they fall under innovation competition. Yeah, so there's an opportunity in the innovation competition. For CCNA, I think that is in the networking track. I believe when you, just like cloud, when you know AWS, when you know Huawei Cloud, yeah, you can use the knowledge. It's just the naming, the way they name the services. You can use that knowledge. you have on CCNA on Huawei devices, because I believe networking track, they configure routers, switches using an simulation software. So the CCNA, the CCNA you have done will help you in the networking track, because I believe Cisco and Huawei share similar concepts. Yeah, it will help.
Okay, yeah, and I also saw that the innovation competition is very intense. People are really innovative in that space, doing a lot of things and solutions that help humanity in one way or another, combining AI with robotics, with IoT, and all these different kind of things. And I remember there was one person who reached out to me and said they want to participate in the innovation, and I told them, you have to set up your things very early enough, and you have to think about your team and such. I believe this year we didn't field an innovation team, right? So that is also a good opportunity for us to take advantage. Yeah, I'm also sharing the AWS IML link tree in case you haven't joined the session. Maybe you got the Zoom link somewhere. You can also join together with the HCDG Southern Africa region WhatsApp group, so you can use that. Yep. Any more question? Any other question before we close it out? Before I close it out, I'll also give Salem, Brian, and Kate an opportunity to give us a parting shot and tell us now what else from here. You guys are celebrities. You have to watch your backs anytime you move the streets of Nairobi. Someone might think you have 1 million Kenya shillings from from wherever. So you what next from here? What are you planning? Is there any one of you thinking about a startup? Is there any one of you thinking about building like a solution or becoming a solutions architect at a place? What are your dreams and ambitions now that you've made it happen? Whatever was your dreams and ambitions 1 month ago, you've fulfilled them. So that means that you've already set a precedence of fulfilling more of your goals and ambitions. Yeah, so I'll start off with Brian, then Kate, then finish with Salem.
Wow. Oh, one thing about the competition is that it is something that I really wanted to, because I really want to traverse my career towards a recommender. And if you know really well that Huawei is in charge of the building of the data centers and all that. So Huawei is one which is providing like the entire infrastructure and all that. So if you need to work at Safaricom and you need to at least to get a position well, you need to understand the infrastructure well. And for you to understand that, you need to from somewhere. And somewhere good to start is that in the competition, then if you perform well, probably get an internship or probably a job in Huawei, and that puts you on the landmark. So for me, it is making one of my dreams come true. So probably in the next few months or so, I'll be reaping the fruits. Yes.
Awesome. Love that. I love that ambition. Kate, over to you.
Well, one thing I can say is this competition has really made me feel uh, if we can win at an international stage, everything is actually really possible. Okay, my prospects have always been high, yes, and well, about a startup, it's not an announcement, but something is cooking, so we could chill out on that. And this competition has really put us somewhere. I could say that because it has given us some recognition that makes it easier for you to apply for internships and actually showcase your skills and actually get something. So prospects still high, yeah, and I'm still aiming for higher. Everything is very possible. Everyone should actually believe in themselves. Everything is very possible. Nothing is impossible. you're your own you are your own limitation. So dream big, it's very achievable.
I agree with you. Remind me of a quote that says, well, I don't know whether it is it's Sun Tzu or who. If there's no enemy within, there's no enemy without that can do you any harm. So if the only person who can limit themselves is you, so you have to be very careful about that. Salem, wrap us up with an amazing thing of what you're planning out. I know there's many things. You guys already I know you also please tell us what the university, Machakos University, did for you, as you also tell us what your dreams are.
Okay. My next steps, first of all, I have to finish school. Yes, I have one in school. I'll finish school first. Due to this competition, the university was nice enough to give me a full scholarship. So I won't be paying fees anymore. So that's a good thing. So from there, that 1 year, I have a whole year to think of what to do with my life. So yeah, probably start a startup. Can also join the competition again, but it's so draining. Uh, I will know. I will know when time comes.
Yes, love that. Who can enjoy this? Can you imagine a whole year of you not thinking about money that you need to pay someone and just thinking about what you want to do about with your life for the next 1 year? I really wish I could turn back time and have that opportunity that you guys have. But yeah, so thank you so much, team. It has been real. It has been amazing. It was a well-needed conversation. We picked here at over 55 people on a Wednesday evening. So this means that you guys are really putting it out there. And if you haven't, please, I'd ask you, Salem, Brian, Kate, please share your LinkedIn profiles on the chat. For me, I don't think I need to do that, but you guys do it. Let people connect with you on LinkedIn. Let them support your post. I know you already posted about your wins. And yes, let's grow our personal brands to a point where brand, there's a time when when you guys were posted when you were about to do the exam and Huawei Kenya had posted us. And then people like Franco Juma and the team were posting Kevin on the comments, and you're like, these guys are not even seeing the people who are going to actually do the competition. They're just only seeing Kevin. And that is what happens when you have a personal brand. People will just vouch for you. And the moment they see your face, they'll be like, that is how authentic branding should be able to work for you. So I pray that you guys get your own authentic brands, that you don't have to work any algorithm, but people just support you because they see what you do and they know you as a person. So Bran has shared his LinkedIn, Kate has shared her LinkedIn. I know Salem is about to post. He has already posted. I think you guys just need to make it clickable or something. Just put the HTTPS before it, and please connect with them. For me, if you have not connected with me, the problem is with you, not with me. I don't need to share my link. Anyways, I'm just joking. So so that is it. Yeah, Joe was saying I knew this was coming on and I saw, but trust me, it wasn't me doing the work. I was praying. I was told to go and sit somewhere for like 7 hours just beside I was told by Michael, go and sit there beside where the students are taking the exam. Hakukuwa kuenda kutafuta form. Ilikuwa tu kukaa hapo kungoja. So, and we also did it right up until the last minute, and it was such an honor to mentor this team. I didn't do it myself. We also had a whole fleet of instructors and the Huawei Kenya team and the families of these amazing individuals. I saw some of you being ushered off by your parents in the airport at the airport. I also saw them very happy to see you back and hugging you back when you landed back. Such makes me happy. I'll not talk about mine because I also do that. So yeah, don't feel offended. Yes, exactly. Yeah. scripted as a question. Why do you prefer to stand while doing a workshop meeting? Someone ever told me this. Let me tell you. Someone ever told me this is the moment you sit down, umekalia matumbo zako, umekalia, and can you imagine if you feel like there's something that needs to flow in your body? And then you have to like, then you're speaking, then there's another feeling in your body that is, so there's a way that you, and also there's a way your voice is just down when you're just not okay. But others, I know you guys are seated or something. But once I learned that, especially if you're moderating, please stand up. Stand up. It helps and it gives you the kind of energy. I prefer that. And yeah, so that's it. That's how I don't want us to wrap up on that note on why I'm standing. And I'll give the team one last. If you are to put it in one word, if everyone forgets everything we've talked about this session, you put it in 1 or 2 words. Don't put it more than 2 words. What do you want them to live with? Let's start with who? Picky Ponky. Salem, then Kate, then Brian. 1 word.
One word I have, if you were to forget this meeting as time goes, and if you forget everything I've said, one word I have is that take opportunities seriously. Yeah, because you never know what will come out of them. Yeah, take opportunities seriously.
Thank you. Next in line.
Okay, maybe to add on whatever Salem has said with one word, consistency. Consistency. Be consistent.
Okay. Brian. Hey, Brian, you're talking in your own world. You're doing it to yourself, but tell us now.
Yeah, so one is ambition and the other one is hunger. So those two.
Wow. You guys can make very good podcasts. You start your own podcast. You guys are doing amazing. You're now already thought leadership and everything. Yes, those are the things. Take opportunities seriously, be consistent, ambition and hunger. You guys know mine. If I put it in word, always show up. If you don't show up, you're already lost. For me, I showed up, and right now I did one thing that I don't know whether it will ever happen again. The president posted me. I don't know whether it will ever happen again, but at least I'll sleep knowing that that ever happened. And I have already bookmarked it just in case someone starts arguing with me a lot of things. I just ask them, has this ever happened to you? If not, sit at that corner. Anyways, I'm just joking. So I'll leave you with an amazing thing that Salem put out for us when we are having a session. I'm going to share with you the moment when the team was being crowned, and we're going to wrap up with that unless there's any question. I'm seeing some, Antek is sharing with us some Chinese. I think we got enough of that when we were in China. So I'll try to see what the translation is telling us, but at least I got one and shared with the team. What are you saying? Let me just change that up. Trust me, you never know. There was a time we were almost, yes, I think you just said congratulations. Thanks for that. That is congratulations in Chinese. So there was a time we almost left hungry because we could not understand Chinese. That's a story for another day. And special recognition to Abdul Aziz, HCIE, MVI, an amazing guy who was also a mentor for this particular team in absentia, and also the president for HCDG Southern Africa. Abdul Aziz, wherever you are, if you get an opportunity to watch this recording, feel recognized, feel appreciated. We are not going to talk about the national flag. We decided we are not going to talk about that. We decided the trophy was very important. We could not multitask carrying the trophy or the flag. So we just decided, let's make this. And but anyways, that's a story for another day. So that said, thank you so much for joining us. I will leave you guys with this amazing snippet as we get started. Let me see when it's going to come up. Okay. Where did I put it? Okay, did it appear? Okay, yeah. So please let me know once you're able to see that. And I'll put it, I'll minimize. Okay, what do I do? Okay, I think I just did something else. Okay. Sorry about that. Please let me know if the audio is up. I think I just want to the, yeah, it is.
ASPU Academy, Ain Shams University, Beni Suef National University, Mansoura University from Egypt, University of Batna, University of Science and Technology, Huawei Boumediene, National School of Artificial Intelligence, Higher National School of Information and Communication Technologies and Posts from Algeria, Central South University for Forestry and Technology from China, Taraka University, Machakos University, Mount Kenya University, Jomo Kenyatta University of Agriculture and
Usually
Technology from Kenya. And now please welcome Chen Yue, Director of China Government and Enterprise Partner Development, and the award to each.
It cried a lot. You can see you could not multitask. You can see when Salem was already studying, I told him, come closer and take the volume for the show. You could not do it. It was just a lot. And you can see you could not have had the best photo of the trophy.
Okay, ready for the group photo. It's group photo time. Let's raise your trophies. Booyah! Egypt. Thank you and congratulations. Please return to your seats. Thank you to the awarding guests. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Yep, and with that, I think we can wrap it up as usual. As you already know the different hits, we can just wrap up with this. Okay, I'll stop recording so that it is not captured and flagged as we share the recording. So let me stop the recording.